Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, November 3rd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. First off, a couple of quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick over here that you see will still be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, ticker symbol PLTR, monster move here, and now a very interesting setup as we head into Friday. And the setup revolves around a trend line that you got to think a lot of people have drawn, which is important because, in my opinion at least, I think a lot of people have drawn this trend line. I don't think there's much complicated about it. You got to think that a lot of people, let's try that again. But you got to think that a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there and are going to be keeping an eye on it as we head into Friday. So let me get it. So right there at that area. And when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there are no guarantees, is it plausible? Is it reasonable that if the price comes up to that trend line that a lot of people are watching and then breaks up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible scenario in my mind. In terms of levels of support, if you like to play pullbacks, I'll just go ahead and adjust this area up to here, given that former area of support is not really relevant anymore, given how high the price went today. But if you do like to play pullbacks and you do have a level right there at $17.20, and then for you pattern players out there, we'll just keep it one color, maybe make it easier to see. Resistance, support, big move up, put a golf hole to make it more visual, and this would be the bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennant patterns on relatively popular stocks, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, NKLA, same general idea that I just talked about, so I don't want to just be a broken record and waste your time, so I'll go through this one a little quicker. But once again, like I said, same general idea. You got to think that a lot of people have noticed that right up there at $1.17, I mean once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, the price has gone up there and gotten rejected. So that is definitely a key breakout level that, again, a lot of people are watching. So again, are there guarantees? No. But is it reasonable that if the price goes up there and breaks up through that level, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. And then as far as areas of support are concerned, I think you got an interesting trend line in play right there. So change that to green to represent the trend line. And once again, just to make it easier to see, so resistance, support, big move up, golf hole down here, got ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Biggest difference here is this is down below the $5 mark. So if you like stocks down below $5, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, KOD, and once again, same general idea. Nice pattern, nice well-defined level. And this level doesn't have a bunch of data points, but it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb for no other reason other than that's just simply where the party finally stopped today. Because yes, today started off opening 30 minutes. Big green candle. Next 30 minutes, big green candle. And then the third 30 minutes, big move up, and that's where the party finally stopped. Big move down, but what makes this interesting is the price has now essentially recovered almost all the way back up to where it was at that key level of resistance over here at $2.26, which makes it a very valid question to throw out there. Okay, the price has essentially recovered all the way back up there. Is there going to be some sort of breakout to come on Friday? We'll see what happens. Next one here, ROKU, just a monster day here, and headed into Friday, very tight little consolidation range. So the top of this consolidation range right up there at 79.25, and then bottom part of the consolidation range right down there around 76.65. So we can change that to green to represent support. So there's really nothing fancy here. It's just really a question of if you like sideways channels, then you have a very well-defined one here. Now, the other thing that I'd say to at least consider is that this is a sideways channel happening within a very bullish context. I mean, you got the big gap up this morning, and then you got even more bullishness up. So there's a lot of bullish pressure within this sideways channel. Does not mean that the channel will for sure guaranteed break to the upside, but I also don't think that would shock anybody if it were to happen. But like I said, nonetheless, just from a pattern standpoint, nice, tight little range, very well-defined, everything occurring in a big upwards movement. So does that mean that we have the leading indicator of another movement to the upside of the channel? Let's see what Friday has to offer. Next one here, AMC, and overall, good solid day here as it reclaimed some of the ground that it lost on Wednesday, excuse me. But let's get the first key update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. support. So $10.27 has now gone back to being an area of support. And then the area that I've been talking about as resistance up there at $10.70. Price never hit it exactly today, but I think we can all agree, got very close right there, got very close mid-afternoon, and the price just has not been able to quite push up through that level. But going back to the talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, you got to think that a lot of people have noticed these dynamics, and that a lot of people are watching and wondering, okay, if the price goes up here, can it break? And if it does break, does that create even more buying pressure? Certainly an interesting scenario. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online event that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So definitely get signed up. Now, one special note, it is a live event. So a couple of situations. Maybe you already have something on your calendar this evening. That's okay. Maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you completely missed it. Go ahead, send me an email, and I'd be happy to send you a replay link so that you can watch it. The only thing I ask is, because it's a live event, it does first need to happen, and then I got to get it uploaded, and then I'll be able to send you that link. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you in a few hours. Next one here, ticker symbol F for Ford, and a little context, been tracking this one pretty closely just because, as I've said, popular stock, and you got to just look, because people are looking for any excuse to buy these things, and you finally started to get the sideways movement. And then today you're starting to get more follow through. And because it was beat down so much, I'm not saying this will occur, but I mean, think about even if the price came all the way up to that area right there. I mean, that's still a lot of distance. And in all actuality, that's still only the top of that gap down. So, I mean, what happens if it closes the gap? Then that would be that much more. But my point here is not that it's going to do those things, is that even if it were to, quote unquote, only go that far, I mean, that's still quite a bit more higher than where it is right now. But progress has been being made, so that's always a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now. First key update, as I've already said in the past, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So $9.93 will be the key level of support moving forward. And then in terms of areas of resistance, price actually, as I speak, and that's why I like to do these when the market's still open, but you can see it has officially broken up through that trend line right there. So price is now up through that area of resistance, which always brings about a very fun question to ask, and that question is this: is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. If nothing happens, then it doesn't make any sense to ask that question because, well, nothing is going on. But that's not the case here. It has broken out. So yeah, is this the start of something even larger? And as far as next key level of resistance is concerned, got to squeeze things down a little bit for that. I'll bring this over here. There we go. I had to get it out from behind my ugly mug. Next key area of resistance right up there at $10.27. So yes, breakout here during the last 30 minutes. Is this the start of something even bigger? Let's see what Friday brings. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and just a monster move today. Granted that the NASDAQ, the overall markets had a great day today, and this one followed suit. But nonetheless, a lot of updates need to be done. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all these levels as they've served their purpose for now. But the first key dynamic here that everybody and their brother's uncle is noticing is this up here. That pink line, which on my chart denotes the very well-known, the very famous 200 period moving average. Even if you have a basic understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 200 period moving average, and you know that when the price is down below it, it does tend to act as resistance. So you're going to want to keep a close eye on that. If that price continues upwards, that'll definitely be the big question mark out there in terms of battlegrounds and whether or not the bulls are going to have enough strength to break above and maintain above that level. But after the momentum established today, it's seemingly a lot more reasonable that the price could very well be doing battle with that level relatively soon. In terms of areas of support for you pullback players, I like this area right here at the 211 mark. So $211, key level of support if the price were to come down here. Because think about it. Even if the price were to come down here, I mean, what would you still have at that point? I'm not saying that it will occur, but if it did, well, you'd have a bit of a pullback here. You'd have that big upwards move right there, and you'd still have a bull flag pattern. So point here being is this thing can afford to pull back without having the entire chart be destroyed. If anything, assuming, of course, it doesn't crash, but just even a pullback down to that 211 mark would just give you a bull flag pattern. Next one, ticker symbol LUMN. Very, very crazy day. Really past couple of days. You can see the price had a little bit of a gap down here and then just got absolutely destroyed. Destroyed some more, but then came up, but it built a higher low. And now check it out. Late afternoon, good solid move. Look at these volume bars. Volume bars are increasing. So that in and of itself really just makes this a worthwhile event to throw on a watch list, because a watch list is all about finding unique, finding interesting situations, and not rushing out and randomly buying stuff, but watching it. So it's really just a question of, do you find these sorts of situations interesting, especially if you're a penny stock trader? Most penny stock traders I know like to see this. Stock beat down, absolutely destroyed, and then all of a sudden you get a strong bounce upwards. So again, we can ask that question, is this bounce the start of something bigger? Worth certainly keep an eye on. As far as supports are concerned, nothing really fancy here. If there is a rollback back over, then 83 cents stands out as a key level to watch. But overall, no doubt about it, nice movement. So if you find these sorts of situations worthwhile and interesting, then I definitely keep an eye on it for Friday. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO, and I probably should have put this at a different location in the watch list because, yes, you've already heard me talk about this. If I could, there we go. And yeah, we got ourselves another well-defined, so again, talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, but another well-defined bull pennant pattern. And I'm just going to draw it just because I can't help myself. I got to draw it out officially. So resistance, support, nice upwards move there, golf hole down there. So a bull pennant pattern. I don't need to say anything more. You've already heard me talk about it. But yeah, if you like stocks down below $10, you like bull pennants, keep an eye on NIO, especially when it's a relatively popular stock. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. It just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF out there. So yes, markets had a great day. NASDAQ had a great day. Therefore, this one had a great day. So we'll look at some things. I think the best way to illustrate this is for me to still consider this an area of support. It looks so goofy because this green line is way down below where the price is actually at. So because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this level up to one of the newest levels. And I realized I adjusted that line up a whole long distance there, but that in and of itself just kind of shows how strong today was. But newest near-term level of support right there at, let's call it 35.40. And that's what I would call the ideal level. I mean, if you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? That would be if the price can stay above there. But with that being said, don't get me wrong. It's not like if the price falls below that area, that implies the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. Because from the big picture point of view, it's all about that purple line there, the 50-period simple moving average, keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher, which is essentially a big trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So a point there being that as long as the price stays above the quote-unquote trend line, then overall the trend is in the upwards direction. And assuming you care about the big picture point of view and you're bullish, well, that's what you want to see. You just want to see the thing put in higher lows. Nothing can go straight up. Pullbacks will happen, but as long as those pullbacks again put in those higher lows, which is by which will that purple line will help you visualize. Then everything is still perfectly fine from the pullback standpoint. As far as next key battlegrounds are concerned, having to go back quite a bit in the chart's history. Next key level right there at 36.65. And then I'm going to add in one more just in case we get another crazier day. And the next key level after that right up there around 37.35. But all in all, very, very impressive day. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then definitely go get signed up for that class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a replay link to it. So hit that like button if you enjoy these top 10 videos. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you traded today. Tell me your watch list for tomorrow. And like I said, those two things help out quite a bit. So hopefully you can make it live, and I'll see you here in a few hours. But if not, go ahead and drop me an email.